Have you ever thought about becoming a certified lifeguard up in Alaska? Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can land this really rewarding and surprisingly well-paid job. If you're looking for work that's about more than just a paycheck, you are definitely in the right place.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll dive into why being a lifeguard in Alaska is such a unique opportunity. Then, we'll walk through the physical test you've got to pass, take a peek inside the actual training, check out where the jobs are, and then we'll wrap it all up with a step-by-step guide to actually getting certified.
So first up, why Alaska? I mean, you might think of lifeguarding as just a summer thing, but believe me, up north it can be a serious career path with some pretty great perks. I mean, think about it for a second. This is a job where you're not just punching a clock. You're basically a first responder. You're a key part of your community's safety. It's one of those really rare jobs where you can literally see the impact you're making every single day.
And hey, that sense of purpose comes with a pretty solid paycheck. You can expect to start somewhere between $16 and $20 an hour. And if you get qualified for those awesome waterfront locations, like state park beaches, that pay rate often bumps up to reflect the extra skill involved.
Now, here's what's really important. This isn't just some local certificate you get. This thing is nationally recognized, which is a huge deal. It meets all the requirements from OSHA, the federal workplace safety folks, and it follows guidelines from the CDC. It's the real deal. It means any employer, anywhere, knows you've been trained to the highest possible standard.
Okay, so the job sounds awesome, right? But before you can even get into the official training, you've got to prove you have the physical chops. This is kind of the gatekeeper, your first big challenge.
So let's break this down. There are 4 parts. You've got a 300-yard swim to prove you have the endurance. Then you'll tread water for 2 minutes using only your legs. That shows your raw power in the water. And finally, there's a timed event. That last part, grabbing a 10-pound brick from the bottom, that's designed to simulate the strength and speed you'd need to rescue a real person. It's tough for sure, but every single part tests a skill you'll need in the real world.
And here's a key number for you, 15. You have to be at least 15 years old by the last day of the class. This is awesome for high schoolers who want to get a serious jumpstart on a professional certification.
So, you've crushed the physical test. Now the real fun begins. We're talking 26.5 hours of intensive training. This is where you go from being just a strong swimmer to a professional, life-saving rescuer. You're going to master a whole range of techniques here. And it's so much more than just jumping in the water. You'll learn everything from a simple reaching assist for a tired swimmer, all the way up to handling really high-stress, complex situations with multiple victims.
Now this part is absolutely crucial. You get really in-depth, hands-on training for how to deal with suspected head, neck, or spinal injuries in the water. Seriously, learning how to use a backboard and stabilize someone the right way can literally be the difference that prevents a lifelong disability. It's that important.
And of course, the whole shebang includes getting you fully certified in CPR, how to use an AED and first aid for adults, children, and even infants. And let's be honest, these aren't just skills for the job. These are skills for life. They're valuable no matter where you are.
And look, you don't have to just take my word for it. You can see the impact of this training in what past students say. The big focus on hands-on, realistic scenarios gives new lifeguards the confidence they need to step onto the job and handle it like a pro from day one.
Okay, you've passed the tests, you have the skills, so the big question is, where do you actually work? Let's check out all the different career paths that open up across Alaska once you've got that certification in hand. Here's the most important thing to know. Certified lifeguards are in huge demand all across the state. This little card opens doors to all kinds of work. Seasonal, part-time, even full-time year-round jobs. We're talking community pools in Anchorage, state parks way up near Fairbanks. These skills are needed everywhere.
So, you've basically got 2 main paths you can take. Most people start out as pool lifeguards. You're working in a controlled environment like a club, a school, or a resort. The other path, though, is open water lifeguarding at places like lakes or beaches. Now that takes extra training to get you ready for wild variables like currents and unpredictable weather.
And when we say there are a lot of potential employers, we are not kidding. The list is huge and really varied. You could find yourself at a state park one summer, a local YMCA during the winter, or even a high-end private resort. There are opportunities in almost every single community.
And stories like David's really drive this point home. It just shows you how fast things can happen. Because the demand is so high and the classes are so flexible, it's actually pretty common for people to get certified and get hired in just a couple of weeks. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the final steps. We're going to cover the cost, the class schedules, and exactly what you walk away with. This is the last piece of the puzzle to making it all happen.
The number you're looking at is $395 for the full certification course. And you should really think of it as an investment, one that pays for itself super quickly. It's also worth knowing that there are often group discounts available if you've got a school or a camp that needs to certify a bunch of people.
And they make it super flexible to get this done. You can knock it all out in one intense weekend, you can spread it out over several evening classes to fit around your school or work schedule, or you can even set up a private class if you have a group of 10 or more.
So, what you walk away with is the full Lifeguard certification. This is the complete package that every employer is looking for. It includes your CPR, AED, and First Aid certs. It's good for 2 full years, and it's accepted everywhere in the state.
So there you have it. That is the complete roadmap. From that first physical test to your final certification, you now know exactly what it takes to become a lifeguard in Alaska. It's a job where you develop some incredible skills, you make a real difference, and you can start a really rewarding career. The only question left is, are you ready to own the whistle?